There are two types of people who use ChatGPT. There is the first type that I like to call the scavenger. The scavenger has no idea how to rename their chat conversation. They have no idea that there are folders that you can utilize, no idea what a context document is, and there's nothing wrong with being a scavenger. It just means that you're not educated in the fact that you can use your language model as an operating system if you just put a little bit of thought into it. And then there is the second kind that I like to call the architects. The architects are aware that you can use your language model as an operating system. They use very useful naming conventions. They have folders. They added context documents to their folders. And they know that the more organized and mindful they are with their LLM or their ChatGPT or whatever you want to call it, they will get the better answers. So they're the people who don't have the awareness and the people who do have the awareness. And if you consider yourself to be a person who doesn't have the awareness, then stay tuned. This video is for you because I'm going to teach you how you can use your language model as an operating system just by organizing it and implementing a couple key principles and making it very nice and very useful. Okay, so here we have David. David is a 58-year-old accountant. He has been working for 22 years at the same firm, but recently he got laid off. He's going through some financial difficulty due to the layoff, and his wife has rheumatoid arthritis, so it's imperative that David finds a good health insurance for him and his wife because he's not going to get it through his company, obviously. David has many hobbies. He loves Italian cooking. He loves to play golf. He's planning a trip to Spain. And David is just using ChatGPT for everything. And we want to help David. So a little bit more about David. This is why we want to organize David's AI system. So without organization, it's going to keep repeating itself, and David will also have to keep repeating itself. But with organization, we have a clear narrative, we have a consistent pattern. And one thing I want you to remember is that AI doesn't understand people, it understands patterns. So if you're somebody who is putting a lot of incoherent information into your AI, it's going to give you incoherent information back. So our goal is to narrativize David's life in the most coherent way possible. And how we're going to do that is we're going to organize his chats into 8 folders, and we're going to provide something called a context document for each folder. And at the end, we're going to ask it the same question. So we're going to ask it, what do you know about me? And at the end, we're going to ask it, what do you know about me again? Greetings, it's me again, and I decided to do a voiceover because watching me organize chats is kind of boring and tedious. So instead, I'll tell you why this is useful and, more importantly, why it works from a technical standpoint. So let's talk about what's actually happening inside an AI when you give it context and why why the way you organize that context fundamentally changes what the AI can understand about you. First, you need to understand how these AI systems actually work. Every time you start a conversation with an AI like Claude or ChatGPT, it has what's called a context window. Think of it like the AI's working memory. Everything you say, everything it says back, all of that gets loaded into this window. Now, here's the thing. Context windows are big, but they're not infinite. Cloud can handle about 200,000 tokens. That's roughly 150,000 words, which sounds like a lot, but if you're somebody who uses AI regularly, you can fill that up very fast. A few long conversations, some documents, some Excel sheets, whatever. Maybe even some back and forth troubleshooting with your prompts, and then suddenly you're pushing that 200,000 token limit. But the real problem isn't the size of the window, it's what's happening when you dump everything in there with no structure. Because here's what most people don't realize: AI doesn't actually remember you, it reads you every single time. When you start and you chat with AI, it's reading from your previous context from scratch. It's not remembering you the way a human friend would remember you. It doesn't remember you, it has amnesia. It's pattern matching across everything that you've given it. So that's what it does. It just pattern matches. It's just an algorithm. And when that context is this giant amorphous blob, an unstructured mess, the AI can't find any patterns that matter. So, what we're trying to do right now by organizing it is by creating coherent patterns. So, let me give you an example. Imagine you've been using AI for months. You've asked it to help you with your job, your business, planning a vacation, health issues, hobbies, random things, random questions. You're using it like a search engine. All of these conversations, they're just floating around in different chats. Some topics come up multiple times. Some details are scattered across 5 different conversations. There's no organization, there's no structure, there's no narrative, there's no cohesion. And that means that there's no way for the AI to know what's actually important. Now, what if you ask the AI a question like, should I take this job offer? What does the AI need to know to answer that well? Well, it needs context. It needs to know things like your financial situation, your health insurance situation, if you have any trips planned, what are your values when it comes to your job, and whether it's better for you to take a job or for you to keep working on your side gig. It doesn't know these things, it doesn't have the context. But if you have that information in something that's labeled and structured, then the AI is able to distinguish what's actually relevant. And that's what's going to solve your problem. It's not that the AI can't handle the information, but the information is usually very unorganized and it doesn't create any retrievable patterns. So here's why organizing things changes everything. When you create separate projects or folders, one of your job searches, one of your partner's health, one of your family's finances, one of your vacation, etc. Whatever folders you need that pertain to you, you're not just tidying up, you're creating what I like to call context boundaries. That means that each project becomes a distinct pattern space that the AI will be able to understand. And that does 3 things. This conversation is about the job search, so here are the details that matter. This conversation is about my health, so here are the details that matter. This conversation is about fitness, so here are the details that matter. And here's the really powerful part. You can also create these context documents inside each project that give AI a full picture at glance. So instead of piecing together information from like 15 different conversations, you're giving it a single document that says, here is everything you need to know about me. Here are my background, and here's what I'm looking for. So now, if you were to ask it the same question, should I take this job offer? It can pull from your job search, and it can also pull from these documents that you provide to it, and it can give you an answer that's more specific to you. And that's where the pattern recognition breakthrough comes from. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. So, with that, I'm going to leave you, and I hope this helped. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you found some knowledge in that video, and I really hope that it helped you understand that organizing your AI system can be very simple. And if you would like me to personally go in, organize your AI system, and generate cohesive context documents with you, please feel free to reach out on my website, organizemyai.com, and book with me on my Calendly link. Have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more.